Israel-Gaza Iran War News Live Update. 2 individuals die in Israel's southern Syria airstrike. An Israeli strike in southern Syria on Wednesday killed 2 persons, Sanaa said, citing a military source. The hit targeted a foundation service center belonging to pro-Iranian groups like Hezbollah, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. Pro-Iranian militias and the army protect Sayyidah Zainab, a Shiite sanctuary, where the strike occurred. Since 2011, Israel has launched hundreds of strikes in Syria, mostly targeting army sites and Iran-backed forces, including Hezbollah. At 11:40 p.m., the Israeli enemy launched an aerial assault from the occupied Syrian Golan, striking southern positions and murdering 2 persons and wounded a soldier, according to Sanaa. It claimed Syrian air defense shot down some missiles without providing details. The observatory reported 3 deaths, including an elderly woman, and 11 injuries from the strike. It initially reported 1 death. Sanaa reported the death of a Syrian army officer in the region on June 19. Israeli bombings have intensified since Hamas's October 7 onslaught on Israel started the Gaza Strip war. Follow Google News Online or on the app for the latest headlines. Iran, which supports Hamas and Hezbollah, has long been a crucial partner of the Syrian regime, but it has often stated that it has no combat soldiers in Syria, only commanders to advise and train. Israeli authorities rarely discuss the operations but have consistently maintained they will not allow Iran to advance in Syria. 3 Senior Israeli sources told Axios that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu re-established defense, foreign affairs, and intelligence working groups to focus on Iran's nuclear program 2 weeks ago. Why it matters: 2 Israeli and 2 U.S. officials worry Iran may progress its nuclear capabilities, including weaponization, in the weeks running up to the presidential elections. The campaign and the Gaza conflict may distract U.S. authorities, making it difficult to respond quickly to Iranian nuclear advancements, according to Israeli and U.S. officials. The officials also worried Iranian leaders may use the U.S. post-election transition to break toward a nuclear weapon. One U.S. official said the intelligence community still believes Iran is not pursuing a nuclear bomb but has taken provocative nuclear moves that will not go unchecked. Iran has frequently denied wanting nuclear weapons. Driving news: last week, Axios reported that the Israeli and U.S. intelligence organizations have been investigating new information that raises suspicions Iran is developing nuclear weapons. Senior Israeli officials stated they are concerned that Iranian scientists' computer modeling and other scientific tests could shorten the timetable if Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei authorizes a nuclear bomb push. Israeli officials and a senior U.S. official said Israeli Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant discussed Iran's nuclear program with White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin in Washington this week. The U.S. official stated that they are constantly monitoring and consulting with Israel on this subject. Iran will never have nukes, the official claimed. The Biden folks will make sure this is the case. What they say: Netanyahu's former national security advisor, Yaakov Nagel, now a senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies and still close to Netanyahu, claimed several dozen Iranian scientists have been working on atomic bomb technology in recent months. He told Axios this work is pushing the envelope of civilian use experiments under an academic cover. Nagel said Israeli and U.S. intelligence officials believe Khamenei has not specifically approved the activities to allow him to deny it. Behind the scenes, senior Israeli officials say Netanyahu ordered National Security Advisor Tsachi Hanegbi to re-establish the teams after a year and a half of freezing. As under past governments, the National Security Council and the Prime Minister's office rarely coordinated on Iran's nuclear program. Intrigue: Netanyahu hasn't taken the Iranian nuclear issue seriously since returning to government in December 2022, according to 2 former Israeli officials. His focus was initially on the judicial overhaul he was pressing, then on the Gaza conflict. Former top officials close to Netanyahu claimed they worried that the prime minister and his team were ignoring Iran's nuclear activity in recent months. Recently, the penny finally dropped and they started taking the matter seriously, and it's a good thing, an Israeli source added. State of play: the National Security Council manages and executes 6 working groups established by Netanyahu. The Mossad leads a team investigating the Iranian nuclear program and possible weaponization. An Israeli official stated Iranian influence operations in Israeli society have increased over the last year under a Shin Bet squad. Other teams handle intelligence, cyber coordination, and Iranian cooperation with Hezbollah, the Houthis in Yemen, and Iraqi and Syrian militias. The PM office wouldn't comment. What to watch: during the U.S.-Israel Strategic Consultative Group's Iran meetings at the White House in mid-July, Hanegbi will lead a high-level Israeli delegation.